Namaste students, today we'll start with a new topic which is very interesting and it is which we commonly use in our daily life. Students, suppose if you have rupees say 10 lakh, amount you have 10 lakh rupees, what are the choice that you can do for investment? You can say that you can go for bank deposits, you can invest in land or you can invest in gold, insurance policies, etc. One of the most commonly used in today's world with the money is about investment in stocks and shares. What one point of time it was felt for only rich people, today it was common. Most of the persons will be investing in the stock, will be investing in shares and stocks. This chapter is important from the exam perspective as well as the investment point of view also. We are going to invest in shares and stocks. So here we are going to do some mathematical computations related to the stocks and shares. Students, first we will know about what are the basic elements, some chapters, words important in this topic. When we say the stocks and shares, many students will not be eager to learn this, maybe because of the terms involved in this, but if you listen carefully with concentration, 5-10 minutes theory if you listen, and I don't think it's big difference, it's a big problem in the chapter. First, we will consider from the point of view of for you it is investment, whereas for the company it is what kind of the shares and shares or stocks or bonds, what do you call it? It is what kind of what kind of source of finance. Let us look at this way. From our point of view, it is investment, whereas company's point of view, it is kind of money borrowed. In sole trading and partnership, it are 2-3 persons are going to borrow it. So we'll look at from the perspective of company. So as you learned in the business studies, to recall it again, from company point of view, company can raise the funds, money can be raised broadly into two categories. What are the two categories? Either it can go for shares or it can go for debentures and bonds. If I say about shares, if by investing in shares, you become the owner of the company. Therefore, if you invest in shares, you are a part owner in the company. Therefore, this gives the ownership security. Whereas, by investing in debenture or bonds, you are providing the loan to the company. In any case, company gets the finance, whether it is shares or debentures or bonds. Investing in shares, period end, every year end, company gives back to you some returns. What we call it as dividends. Same, debentures or bonds, company pays back interest. If at all I take a loan from bank, I have to pay the interest. Similarly, I being in company, I will take in a form of loan and name I will call it as debentures or bonds. Students, finally it is as simple as this. By issuing some chits, I will get the money, I will call that chit as the small part as the tickets as shares. Same, I issue another some chits, tickets, I will get the money, I will call it as debentures and bonds. Only the difference of these two is, first category, by investing in the shares or debenture, you become the owner, whereas the other category, you become the loan provider. More risk involved in shares, no risk involved in shares. I think this is what the major difference between these two. Next one, what we need to know in this topic is securities, whether shares or debentures, how it can be issued. Issue of securities can happen three ways. Either it can be issued at par, you are learning in company accounts. The shares can be issued either at par or at premium or at discount. What is the meaning of the three? What do you mean by shares issued at par? 100 rupees share, generally the face value is taken as either 10 or in multiples of 100. 100 rupees share, if I issue at 100 rupee only, equal to, par means equal to, dictionary means par means equal to, then it is called as par, issue at par. 100 rupees share issued at 110, 120, it is at premium, more than face value. 100 rupees share issued at 90, 85, then it is issue at discount. So par, premium, discount. Now, let us look at from your as an investor point of view. You being an investor decided you want to invest in shares. How you will get share? From where you can get share? That's what the next one. Share can be, shares you will get shares or debentures or bonds, you will get in two places. One is primary market, other one is secondary market. Share, where do you get the share from? Either from primary market or from secondary. What do you mean by the primary market and secondary market? If you directly from the company, moment company issues within a particular period, if you take the share, it is primary market. Therefore, this is directly from company. Whereas, this is from stock market. How do you get from stock market? How I will get all those details? There are a lot of brokers available through which you will get the securities, either shares or debentures. Through stock market, you can get the shares. Now, when I say stock market through broker, generally what we think is broker is an individual. My dear students, close together funding is there. Stock market is a lot of financial, bigger volume of financial transaction takes place. Therefore, here brokers need not be generally individual. It will be joint stock companies. It can be the financial institutions. It can be your Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank. All will act as a broker. On behalf of you, they only purchase the shares. They only sell the shares. I think this is about the first part. Now we have to look at certain important points from exam. What and all I need to keep in mind so that I can work out the problems. Now moving to the problems. Certain 4-5 points you need to know. First point, face value, nominal value. This value will be generally in multiples of tens or hundreds. Write in your notebook, face value, put dash, generally in multiples of 10 rupees or 100 rupees. Second one, computation of income. When company every year end, period end, when the income is given, whether it is dividend or it is about interest, it will be given not on the market value but on the face value. What is this market value? Whenever you purchase on that date, that point of time, what value prevailing in the stock market, the value of share or debenture is called market value. Your computation is, income computation is not on market value but on face value. Question arises, why it is so? Why it is computed on face value, not on market value? Company issues the shares. You being an investor might have purchased from a particular broker at any price. It may be more than the face value or less than the face value. Like the thousands of shareholders are there, we are purchased at different points of time at different values. Company will not know all those things, and the only thing which is constant that can fluctuate. Face value will remain same. Market value can go up and down. Therefore, company provides or gives dividend only on the face value of shares. So write down income on face value of shares or debentures. Third point, so income on face value. Third point is yield. Yield is equal to, now income divided by face value, if you do, you will get the percentage. Company offer 10%, 8%. But income is, it is upon face value. What is the word yield about? Yield is about to get that much income, how much I have invested, not face value. Therefore, income upon investment you can call market value, you purchase in the market. Therefore, face yield formula is income or nominal income on face value, what you calculate, divided by not face value, investment or market value. Income is calculated on face value, but income by investment, to get that income, how much I being an investor invested, if you work out, you will get yield. Investment, or you can call market value. Last one, brokerage. Brokerage you will give for broker. Now, what will happen by giving the brokerage? Whenever you purchase securities, I purchase it for 5,000 rupees, 100 rupee brokerage. Therefore, overall cost 5,000 plus 100, 5,100. Therefore, brokerage at the time of purchase, I should add it. So that overall cost goes up. Same, at the time of sale, I sold for 5,000, so I have to get 5,000 rupees amount, but I have to pay brokerage 100, net remains to me 4,900. Therefore, purchase time you add, sale time you less. So, the 4 points I told you, in face value generally multiples of tens or 100, point 1. Income is always calculated on face value by the company. Income is computed on FV, face value. Yield is equal to income by investment, or you can call market value into 100. Here it is not face value. Income is on face value, but the denominator here is investment or market value. Brokerage, purchase time you add, sale time you deduct. Now we will take one example so that all these terms, whether you clearly understood, let us look at the question framing, interpretation of the word. One example, let us look, then later we will go for classwork problem. Students will go for example 1. This example you have to listen carefully. Once you understand, then all problems becomes easy. Let us take the words generally given in the exam or in the question. You have here 8% stock rupees 500 at rupees 81. Let us know the meaning and interpretation of certain words used. If you observe it, it is 8% stock at rupees 81, rupees 500. First, what does it mean? Income percentage, this represents income, which is 8% income is given. And it is given that rupees 500 stock at rupees 81. Remember, this one represents face value, nominal value, not for one share, all put together. Therefore, rupees 500 stock, rupees 10,000 stock, rupees 8,000 stock, it represents total face value. Write in your notebook, TFV, total face value 500. What is this at 81? You purchased it at 81. You may raise the question, sir, 500 rupees stock, can I purchase at 81? Definitely not. It is for total, all shares put together 500 rupees. You are purchasing at the rate of, for every one stock, 81. Therefore, this represents purchase price or investment or market value per share. Note that it is for total, this is for one. This is how the question will be framed. Shall I repeat again? 8% income, total face value, not for one, all put together 500. Some bundles of shares are there, put together 500 face value. One share, if I have to purchase in the market, I have to pay 81 rupees. Now with this, we have to work out few computation. I will consider this in two categories. One is the whole discussion for 1 unit and for total, all put together. So for 1 unit, we will analyze one by one. 1 unit, what is the face value? Is it the face value? Definitely not. It is the market value per share. This is the total face value. Note that face value of one share not given in the question. When you purchase at 81 rupee, you have to assume anything nearer to 100, you have to assume face value is 100. As I told in the theory earlier, face value will be either in multiples of tens or 100. If I give you 8 rupee, 10 rupee, 12 rupee, then you have to take face value as 10. Next, one share, one stock, 100 rupee face value. What is the market value or purchase price or investment? You purchase at 81. You can also call this as investment. For one share, your payment should be 81 rupees. Two informations over. If you invest today, a particular period end, when company gives the income, you are going to receive it. So what is the income you are going to receive? Income is equal to what percentage of income? It is 8%. Income is not calculated on market value. Income is always on face value. Store in your brain, income computation always on face value. Therefore, 8% on face value, 8% on 100, face value is 100. Therefore, 8 by 100 into 100, 8 rupee. Now onwards, if I give you 10% stock, 10% on 100 should be 10 rupee. 15% stock, if 15% on 100 rupee face value, which will be 15 rupee. Like that you can write. One more computation, yield. The formula is income upon investment into 100. I invested one share at 81 rupees. Investment is nothing but market value. One share, my payment is 81. But by investing 81, year end, I got an income of 8 rupee. Convert into percentage, into 100. If you do that, you will get 9.87%. So, repeating again, one share, what is your income you got year end? One share, 8 rupee. To get 8 rupee, You have invested some money in the market, pay investment or market value per share, which is 81. 8 by 81 into 100, 9.87. Looking at the other side, in totality, all put together, how much is the face value? Total face value clearly given in the question, total face value is rupees 500. So the detail you have it. What is the face value of one share? 100. Total how much altogether? 500. You have some bundle of shares. Together it is 500 face value. One share 100 rupee. Dear students, can you tell how many shares? Number of shares is equal to total face value divided by face value of one share. That is nothing but 500 rupees total. For one share 100, all put together we can call 5 shares. Now our computation will be, so we worked out total face value. What will be the total market value or total investment? One share you pay 81. Purchase price per share 81. How many such shares you purchased? There are 5 shares purchased. So total 5 shares in the bundle. One share face value 100, but market value payment investment 81. 81 per share, 5 shares, it gives you 405 rupees. To get that bundle of shares, your 500 rupee face value, but your payment should be 405. Last one, can we do income? What is the total income? Total income is equal to 8% on. Income is given as 8%. Students, can you tell income is calculated on what? Entire chapter I will ask you only 2 or 3 questions. Income calculated on what? What is market value? What is face value? Note that income is calculated on face value. 8% is given. On what? It is always on face value. So total face value 500. 8% on 500, which if you work out, you will get 40 rupees. Now my next work will be, what is the yield? Yield formula you learned, income upon investment. Total income by total investment into 100. So income altogether 40 rupee divided by investment is 405 into 100 if you do, you will get just like the previous one what you worked out, now also you will get 9.87%. To conclude, one share 81 market value, face value 100, income will be 8% on face value 8 rupee, yield means income by investment or market value, which will be 9.87%. Now where is the total face value? Here rupees 500 represented, no, it is the total face value. How many shares are there? 500 rupee total, one share 100 means there are 5 shares. What is the market value? At 81, that is the market value or investment per share. 5 shares, multiply it, total 405. Total income will be 8% income on face value 100, which is equal to 40. Yield equals income upon investment. In total 40 rupee income, total investment will be 405, it will come to 9.87%. So the concepts, fundamentals we learned example. Now we have to go for small questions and big questions. Before taking the break, as usual, I will be asking you one puzzle. You have to work it out, you have to compute it. We will discuss the answer after the commercial break. What is the puzzle is about? So you worked very hard for PU exam, worked very well, and once exam gets over, you want to go to granny's house, relax for a few days. Like that, many children will come in the vacation for granny's house. You went for granny's house. So granny's house, when you went and saw meal over, granny is distributing chekkulis. What distributing granny? Chekkulis, small chekkulis she is distributing. Now some children are there, and granny is very intelligent in computation. Some children are there, granny has some chekkulis in the box. She just computes. If she gives one chekkuli to each child, one to each child, then she remained with one extra chekkuli. One to each child. What will happen? One extra chekkuli will remain. Suppose she computes, if she gives two chekkulis to each child, for every child 2 chekkulis, then one child one person, one student will not get any number of chakkulis. One each, one chakkuli will remain, two each, then one child will not get any chakkuli. So if so, question to you my dear students, how many chakkulis are there, how many children are there? So how many chakkulis and how many children, what you have to find out. You just think about it and we'll discuss the answer after the commercial break. Thank you very much.